What's up, guys? Sand7 here, and finally gonna get this wrapped up, get back to posting videos on Castle Clash, on other games, just ready to get this topic done with, because honestly, guys, it's a depressing topic. Now, the real crime, if you take anything from it, understand this: these developers are creating games to take advantage of the hardcore gamer, the passionate gamer, the gamer that's compulsed to play the game, and they're taking that, using opera conditioning, which, by the way, guys, is a way to control choice. And they are turning the gaming habit into a spending habit, a spending compulsion, a spending addiction. It does go that far. Most articles, all articles basically, videos, they stayed away from the addiction versus the compulsion aspect. I'm going to go into that. I have experience with both, but that's a little later in the video. Now, what you're watching gameplay-wise is Smash It. This is a game that just gets it right. Not only is there mastery and skill involved, very much so, but there's also something that's extremely hard to program for, and that is that flow of a game that brings about the zen-like trance, where you're playing, it's moving faster and faster and faster and faster, you're just taking care of everything, but your mind can drift off, it's kind of somewhere else, and that state, that's awesome. Now, that's one of the things in gaming that I love, and types of games like this, they're hard to come by, but when they do, I enjoy them. And they're a lot better than a game, say, like E-Republic, where it turns out there was a guy playing it, dropped 30 grand, realized that it's a PvP spreadsheet game where one side spends money, well, the other's got to spend more money to win. That's what it is at its core. Got out of it, got away from it, was, moved on, fine, realized, okay, this evil crap, I'm done with it. Well, he gets a random ad on Skype. The guy turns out to be the frigging developer of E-Republic coming back for him. Alright, well, now we know that for this evil monetization model, we got a poster boy. That's the developer of E-Republic. That is the mentality of these models that are being created. The intention is there. It's not like this is something that, okay, well, they don't really understand how this model works, what it's doing to people. They understand it completely. They actually bring in monetization consultants to teach the programmers how to program the game to take advantage of these aspects, of these compulsion and addiction aspects towards spending and gaming, and the entire game is set up around that model. Castle Clash, well, they started with a pure manipulation to get me even playing the game. I normally find my games by going to the Google Play Store, top new games, look at the ratings. If it has a high rating in a genre I like, I'll check it out. Or if it's just a 4.9, 4.8, auto download. Well, turns out Castle Clash was a 4.9 because they offered in-game currency, but you had to 5-star the app. So me finding the game, well, that was them manipulating the rating. And their 4.6 rating right now has a lot to do with all those previous people that rated it, left the game, and they're not coming back to edit that again. So the slap on the wrist they get from Google when Google comes in is just enough to get rid of that little aspect for those gems for 5-starring it. They also got rid of World Chat at that time and the blatant hacking. But not all the hacking. No. Because those hackers represent, some of them, that 0.02% of the gamers that are whales. And that's where their profit comes from. You start taking those away, you start hitting the bottom line in this game. And when you're relying on 0.02% of your gaming population to fund your game and your profits, then you keep them. Because only a very small percentage of players are even susceptible to these methods, as well as having the means, the money, to spend and get into that category of whale. So it takes a lot of things coming together to get a player like that. Now, once you do, then you start hitting them with the progress gates such as Pumpkin Duke. Check out my reaction in the description with the link below. I freak out. I freak out because I was all in. This is when I realized the game was absolutely addictive. And not just compulsion, addiction, guys. The difference being that when you're addicted to something, you cannot stop even though you know it's harmful. The outcomes are inevitably going to be bad, but I was spending well beyond my means to the point of giving plasma to roll a damn hero. That's how this game works. Now, it's not that far off from other addictions such as alcohol, such as drugs, because I've dealt with that in the past myself. I dealt with an opioid addiction, and kicking that was a bitch. Now, while Castle Clash can be addictive, it is not on that level. It doesn't have the physical dependencies such as opioids. And opioids, guys, those are pills, like pain pills. So, no, it is not in that same level. However, when it comes to alcohol, I would put it, right there along with it. It's also kind of similar because, well, you go out to drink, you start drinking, you get a buzz. You go to play CC, you spend a bunch of money, you get a buzz, as long as you get something good. But either way, you wake up in the morning, oh fuck, where's my money gone? Feeling like shit. Now, try combining the two, waking up and saying, where's my Druid's Revite? But seeing Cupid there. Well, all is well in the world because the next progress gate's been passed. Who cares about it? One talent, I can get that back, not that important, blah, blah, blah. It didn't matter a single bit at the time. One of the things that CC has served for me in the past is a replacement addiction, because the best way to get past any type of addiction is to replace it with something else that is not harmful. Well, I replaced my opioid addiction with gaming. That's what I did. I started playing Call of Duty all day, every day, in all my free time, so I didn't have to think about the cravings, any of those aspects. I traded one addiction for one that was much healthier, while being more expensive though. And then I needed a solution for that, which turned into YouTube. Now, YouTube by itself started to pay enough to cover any gems that I would need, and even though I didn't spend much after Pumpkin Duke, I saw what it was. Then after playing on Mr. Ninja's account, I got the spending bug back again and got into the game, started spending a bunch again, and to feed that, I started doing promotions, which was something I had stayed away from, didn't want to do any paid promotions, and yeah, I sold out. That's what addiction will do. Now, if that's not addiction versus compulsion, I don't know what is. And now that I see it for what it is, it's very clear with all the facts in line. I can't, in good conscience, do another promotion for any game like this whatsoever. Now I feel like I need to work towards educating people on this model and the dangers of it, because it can and will turn a gaming addiction into a spending addiction that can cause real life issues. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Back to some regular content soon. San 7-0!